Hey guys and welcome to this special video. So आज के दिन हम देखेंगे CA और CFA कौन सा आपके लिए बेहतर हो सकता है. So we have Rahul Goela CA. He is the mentor of Goela School of Finance and he is our father. And I am Aditya Goela. I have also done CFA. And हर्ष यहाँ पे मिसे हैं क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पे CA और CFA के बीच में MBA की जगह नहीं होती. तो यार आप बताइए कि अब जब CA आपने किया था तो when did you do it, how did you do it and what was the journey like?
No, it was a long journey actually. When I was in school, say when I was in 11th in 1982, somehow I was very passionate about stock markets. And that time CFA was not a popular thing. So chartered accountancy was the only option to be a master's in finance and all that, MBA in chartered accountancy. So I went along. After school, I joined Shriram College. In Shriram College, I found everybody is doing chartered accountancy or MBA. There are only two options for them. And then my brother also became a chartered accountant, and I was following his footsteps. Without thinking much, I just joined a chartered accountancy course. I started taking internship with the chartered accountant, and I cleared my exams in the November exams of 1989. And they are really tough examinations, it's not easy to clear in first shot. So I won't say it's all about brains, it's solid about luck. I cleared my intermediate exams, a group of 8 papers, 2 groups of 4 each in the first shot, and then came the final exams in the third year. They were also 2 groups, 4 papers each, and by the grace of God I closed both of them in the first shot. It was a lucky journey.
I can also understand क्योंकि मेरा भी CFA clear हुआ था तो it was also one shot. I feel good genes होती हैं, there's something which actually travels down. So हाँ, but again I also feel कि there were some times that few students who were like very more intellectual than me, like general जो हम mock exam देते हैं तो they were scoring more but they could not get through. I got through. I think थोड़ा सा angle of luck होता है, but still I think hard work is number one thing, and clearly if you've done it in one shot, you have to have a lot of hard work. You have to have done a lot of hard work to actually be there. In fact,
no, luck is. I think I would divide the luck and hard work into 70:30 ratio. 70 being hard work and 30 being the luck. Because you see, the courses are so wide. You can't complete the whole course. You have to focus on few topics which you think will re-emerge again and again. So that luck part is very crucial. People who are they have been more intellectual, not intellectual, who have worked harder and who have sincerely put in more work. I saw them getting left behind. Maybe they were lucky that 30% part didn't work with them. That's all.
I think makes sense. और luck factor तो होता ही है. तो जैसे मैंने 2018 पर I cleared my CFA और one shot कर दिया था मैंने 2016, 2017, 2018, level 1, level 2, level 3, and my journey was quite generally was of course a little stressful. वो तो होता ही है in these exams, but it was fun also क्योंकि मैं stock markets में था ही. तो CFA is directly related to stock markets, so it was a little fun that way also, and I learned many things. अब आप लोग को बताइए how was your curriculum? मतलब कि जैसे generally आज के लोग बोलते हैं कि curriculum यार बहुत ज़्यादा खराब है CA का, मतलब as in कि it's not very interesting and not very practical. Is that true?
No, see, chartered accountancy course is a company focused profession, whereas CFA maybe is a investor focused, stock market investor focused. So there are two different approaches. So when we have a company focused approach on a chartered accountancy, because we are auditing companies, we must understand the company well. So we learn subjects like auditing, we have cost accounting, like why we learn cost accounting. When big companies give you the costing which you have to audit, we must understand that.
Correct.
Then we have financial management, accounting, business organization, tax laws, company law. So these are the various things that everything is connected from the company's angle. Nothing is from the stock market angle, but obviously I would say it directly helps as a stock investor. And indirectly, obviously it does.
So I think कि अगर आप deeply if you understand the company well, then you can understand कि यार ये company is good for to buy or not.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
For CFA's curriculum, I feel कि it's more for stock markets angle, and ultimately CFA अगर आप पढ़ रहे हो तो it's the main objective of CFA examination is just to make you a portfolio manager. So portfolio management, let's say we go through equity, we go through debt, we go through portfolio management, how to create the assets, diversification and all. Financial FRA भी होता है, which is like reporting analysis. जो CA में होता है, जो CA पूरा is about, उसका एक छोटा सब्जेक्ट CFA भी देता है, because of course as an investor जो CFA wants to make you, तो you should have a good idea. But approach is different, and I think ये बहुत interesting part है क्योंकि CFA का जो approach है ना, it's like कि CA creates the books of accounts. So CA has to know each and everything clearly. There is no scope of not knowing anything.
Yeah.
CFA on the other hand does not make sure that the student should know all the things. They should just understand how the reports are made so that that person can analyze things better and he can understand what the CA of that company is trying to say about the company. I think that is where CFA comes in. So this is how it's actually made.
No, I think another way to put it in, a chartered accountant prepares the final accounts, the annual report, and now this annual report is sent to everybody, the shareholders, all the stakeholders, maybe creditors or the government, income tax department. Now, maybe CFA comes in the second step of interpreting these documents and making a financial decision in the stock markets. But my job as a chartered accountant is not to make an investment in the stock market, but to give a true and a fair view of the financial accounts of the company. And that is to be interpreted by people like you and other stakeholders.
तो हाँ, ये तो आई थिंक काफ़ी क्लियर हो चुका है कि व्हाट इज CA एंड CFA अल्टीमेट ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है. तो आप मेरे को बताइए कि व्हाट अबाउट द मेंबर कम्युनिटी, क्योंकि आई नो कि CA की मेंबर कम्युनिटी होती है. तो व्हाट आर द एडवांटेज अगर लेट्स से मैं CA का मेंबर कम्युनिटी में हूँ या नहीं हूँ, क्या होता है या फिर कितनी
In chartered accountancy, you see there are two kind of members. One is a practicing member, and there are so many CAs who are in a job who are doing their business. Like me, I have never practiced. I'm a stock market investor, and we are doing all this. If you want to practice, you have to take the membership. For that, you have to pay an annual fees. And that annual fees is not a major amount, I think 3,000 or something like that on an annual basis. So if you keep paying that, you have the license to practice. And then according to age, you become an associated chartered accountant or you become a fellow chartered accountant. So the CA की membership charges are not exorbitant. It's very affordable.
So what are the advantages except the name of being in that community? कुछ advantages होते हैं?
The advantage is that if you don't have a membership, you can't practice.
अच्छा.
To be a practicing chartered accountant, you have to have that membership. And for a non-practicing chartered accountant who's in a job or an investor or in business, he need not have that membership and he need not pay the fees.
All right. ठीक है, तो ये थोड़ा different है CFA में. तो CFA also has a membership fee. In fact, CFA की तो काफ़ी ज़्यादा high होती है. I feel कि around 15 to 20,000 is the membership fee you have to pay per year.
Steep.
That is pretty steep. I don't know ऐसा क्यों है, but generally I think जो rule है. But इस पर CFA what it really wants you to do is कि to make sure that if you're holding the name of CFA, you are updated. तो what they do is they hold regular conferences throughout the world. India में भी बहुत होते हैं, generally in Maharashtra, Bombay, because that's a hub, finance hub. And वहाँ के passes which cost like 5, 6, 7, 8,000 just to be there, वो as a CFA, as a part of CFA, I get it almost complimentary. I just have to pay a very nominal fee to be there. And I get many webinars, many content, and also I get the opportunity to network with all the CFAs out there.
Yeah.
So I think CFA का वो advantage होता है. So that is where the membership community comes into the picture. That's pretty interesting. But हाँ, you have to pay for it ultimately.
Yeah.
तो डैड एक चीज़ बताओ, ये चलो ये तो हो गया, बट इस सोसाइटी में इज्जत कि सोसाइटी में इज्जत CA से कितना फर्क पड़ा आपको, जैसे इफ यू डिड CA उसके बाद?
No, see, chartered accountancy, in fact, any professional degree, but I know chartered accountancy, it's a game changer. It's an absolute game changer. If I had not cleared my CA, I would have been seen by the society in a different way. Although my knowledge would have been better than even those guys who are chartered accountants. So becoming a chartered accountant is a game changer in the society. It is you are presumed to be a sharp guy, you are presumed to be knowledgeable, and you are presumed to be intelligent and capable of doing something. It's what do you call a label that gets carved on the rock.
जैसे IIT IIM का होता है वैसे something like this.
So chartered account, after you do chartered accountancy, your image is good and that gets carved on the rock. No one can take it away.
I think that makes a lot of sense. और CFA में भी होता है कि मतलब कि I realized कि जब clear हुआ था, तो I remember you only saw my result. आपने मेरे को phone पे बताया था कि अच्छा
so scary,
you've cleared it, and वो इतना scary moment था कि मैं खुद खोल नहीं पा रहा था, मैं घर पे भी नहीं था, मैं बाहर था, I was out running. तो हाँ, anyways, उसके बाद में आपको जानना है बाय द वे, एक CFA की मैंने वीडियो दी हुई है मेरी पूरी जर्नी. आई विल जस्ट लिंक इट हियर सो यू कैन ऑलवेज वॉच इट. तो उस पर ये था कि आई रियलाइज जब मैं उस सिचुएशन में था, थिंग्स डिड नॉट चेंज. मतलब प्री रिजल्ट ऑफ लेवल 3 एंड पोस्ट रिजल्ट ऑफ लेवल 3 आई वाज एग्जैक्टली द सेम, बट perception of everyone around me was very different of who I was. And I feel ये advantage होता है, and I still feel it कि अगर मैं कुछ भी करूँ ना CFA का, अगर मैं कुछ गलत भी कर रहा हूँ तो लोगों को लगता है कि अच्छा कुछ ठीक कर रहा है क्योंकि CFA होगा तो कुछ होगा ही, कुछ ठीक कर रहा होगा.
Exactly, that's what the social studies is all about.
तो I think वो advantage होता ही थोड़ा होता है. बट अब बताते हैं जॉब ऑप्शन के बारे में. अब तो ये हो गया लोगों समझते क्या है. अब practically अगर एक CA अगर मैं complete कर लूँ तो job opportunity मेरी क्या है? Does it really
No,
make
no,
sense?
I'll tell you. After completing your chartered accountancy, primarily most of them practice. But there are so many jobs that are most suitable to a chartered accountant. So lots of people take a job like a CFO, Chief Financial Officer. He has to be a chartered accountant or a MBA student.
Right.
But I think that CFO job or in the finance department or the tax department of a company, chartered accountant is best suited because he's done all these things. He's practiced, he's done his taxation, lessons in taxation, auditing, account formation, management reporting, annual report. So there are innumerable amount of jobs in the corporate world. The second option, he practices. The third option, that also some of them do like me, they do something of their own. They neither practice nor they take a job. They're into a startup or they're doing some business or they're doing something like that. So chartered accountancy has hundreds of openings. There's two, three things I'm saying. You can become a consultant. There's so many things like that. So overall, it opens all the doors for you.
Right. I think CA clearly does, and CA is like the biggest finance degree in front of Indians. So Indians' perception is that CA is the best. CFA is something जो non-financial background probably people don't even know कि वो exist करता है.
CFA is more focused on a particular thing.
Exactly.
We are company focused. You are stock market focused.
Right.
So I would say there are only two degrees in the finances in this side. Like MBA is one. Chartered accountant is the one. The third is CFA. So CFA is most suitable for he's expected to be the best at stock markets.
Right. तो ये है, but ये तो है, but unfortunately in India it's a little different and it's changing धीरे धीरे करके कि people still prefer employers still prefer CAs as people who would be a better suited person to take decisions in stock market than CFA. I think ये अभी चल रहा है धीरे धीरे करके, but it's changing quite a lot. And जो MNCs हैं, the MNCs which are there वो तो CFA को completely recognize करते हैं, but जो Indian firms हैं, they still generally prefer CA at times. But I know for a fact that it is changing and
no, the thing is that if you want to be if you want to go into the investment world, whatever the society think, let them think. You must do CFA. That is the right degree for the stock market. And if you want to open your other options, then maybe chartered accountant is the best. And look at MBA. MBA, like Harsh, he has his own skills as an MBA, which maybe you and me don't have. As a CFA, you have your own skills. I have my own skills. So there are three different skill sets, but yet overlapping each other. The job market being the same, more or less.
Right. और आप एक चीज बताओ कि ultimately throughout this journey, CA की journey, I'm sure कि it must be hard. It has to be hard. That's why so less people actually clear. So one important thing which you've learned for life, उस पढ़ाई के period में, उस stress के period में क्या आप सीखे हो, which our viewers can actually take advantage of?
I think when you are doing CA, the one thing is that you got to be very focused. You can't do two things. I mean, if you want to clear everything in first shot and save time and start earning immediately, then you got to take some time off free for your studies. And the challenge there is the course is so wide. And each question that comes in the exam, it can have different subjects merged into that same question. So there is no direct question as costing में direct question. There will be something involved of taxation, something of accounting or management information. So the knowledge has to be very wide. But I'm not saying it's a difficult thing. People pass. I am here. Another challenge is that we all give CA examinations. Now the Institute of Chartered Accountant, they do moderations. They want to maintain the supply of chartered accountants in the society. Otherwise, every Tom, Dick and Harry can become a chartered accountant.
Then CA कुछ value भी नहीं
So
बचेगी.
they only clear those many people they think are needed for the economy. So a person who may have passed, but when he gets a marks, they may be moderated and he's failed on the paper.
तो basically
So this is something that hits a lot.
तो जितने ज़्यादा लोग देंगे उस एग्जाम को, तो probably the passing percentage हिसाब से deserving people would increase. But CA make sure कि वो number of people who clear
they are as per the need of the economy.
Alright, so this also
because
is a
if you have
thing.
too many chartered accountants, it'll create unethical practices. We'll undercut each other.
Makes sense. I think logically it makes sense.
Because you should not undercut. That's ethics. That's a chartered accountant ethics. But if there's so many chartered accountants and not everybody can have enough accounts to audit and all, there will be undercutting, So there will be unethical practices. It'll become a horrible profession. So this is another challenge. You have done well, you have passed, and yet you have failed.
So anything which you've learned for life?
For life,
from CA.
I think I learned data analysis. Like the current day, digital data analysis, I used to do that time. And that's how I cleared my papers. Like what I did, what happens in chartered accountant examination, every 6 months there is an exam. And so the CA Institute used to give us a revisionary of what questions can come, and there were past papers in the market of the last 10 years, 15 years. So I collected the last 10 years papers. So there were 20 sets of papers. One was for May, one was for November. 1 year, 2 papers. And I made a chart. I wrote all the topics on the top, and on the left hand side I wrote the year. And I took all the question papers and I ticked whenever the question came. A pattern emerged. This question is going to be repeated very frequently. This subject, this topic is a rare topic to be emerged. 70% of the paper was visible for me.
So it's like technical analysis of CA's curriculum. Is that?
But I used to do it on a piece of paper. You guys do it on a whatever. So that data analysis told me made 70% of the paper visible for me. And I think that's what I learned, and till date I use that kind of a data analysis for all my problem solutions.
True. So
this is what I've learned, and today that data analysis has become so popular that there are courses on data analysis.
I think this is something जो पहले कोई नहीं करता था, but अब तो it is like oil. जैसे होता है ना, data is oil. It's a very common thing. So I think that is.
So this is what I learned, and I would say CA taught me, since we are in stock markets. So what I'm carrying from CA to benefit from me is this data analysis. Obviously, I can understand balance sheet better, this and that. But what I'm carrying with me as a memory is the data analysis, and that's how I cleared my examination, and I use it in every walk of my life.
Correct. अगर आप मुझसे पूछोगे कि exactly what I really learned one thing is just to मतलब there will be times कि मेरे को लगता था कि यार CFA पढ़ा था कि ठीक है कल कर लूँगा, ये टॉपिक करना है, just try to procrastinate it. But what I've learned is कि ultimately in life you just have to take like one step extra. मतलब just do one thing. मतलब don't stop. एक दो दिन breaks कर the breaks really extend. So ultimately every day just take one extra step towards your learning, towards anything. So I think this is something which helped me a lot. And ये marathon से भी related है. I'm a runner.
No, it's about the trekking also. It's all about completing your trek. It's not about coming first. It's about completing your trek, you know. So just complete your CFA or complete your CA. It is possible, yeah. You see all chartered accountants all around you. CFA is a relatively new invention in the field of management studies. Now it's getting popular in India. You'll find CFAs also around you. I'm quite sure you'll find somewhere, but that's what it is. But it's a trek. Some take more time, some take less time, but it can be completed very comfortably.
Makes sense.
And it changes the game. It changes your earning capacity. You will get far better jobs. Your vision opens. You get a respect from the society, and that's what life is all about.
So ultimately, my question: who should do CA? किसको CA करना चाहिए आपके हिसाब से?
If I knew I would be coming into the stock markets, I would have done CFA. But that time, in those days, we just did what the brothers and fathers did, and we decided later, because my father was also in business. There was no intention of practicing or taking a job. I didn't know anything. But who should do it today after all this while experience? I would say a person who wants to practice or who wants to take a job. He should do CFA. But if you want to get into business or get into investments, if you want to get into investment, then CA is the thing. And if you want to get into business, maybe MBA is a better degree. That Harsh has.
Makes sense. So ultimately, CA is great for practicing, which is of course, and job. So job मतलब किस type का job? अगर किस type का job aim कर रहे हैं?
See, CA के लिए the jobs that open up is in the finance department of any corporate. In the income tax department of any corporate. There are company law matters. All these things are handled by chartered. It's a big division. It's a big. And who are the people who hire? They're big companies. They have multiple chartered accountants. Reliance. They've got a fleet of chartered accountants. I can't even count them. So because they have to manage accounts and they have to do tax planning. I'm not talking about tax avoiding. They have to do tax planning, and there are so many sections, subsections in the income tax laws and company law board. You have to be expert. You can save billions of dollars or lakhs or crores of rupees as per the size of the company.
Right.
So that is the job of a chartered accountant.
And all ethically.
No, tax planning I'm saying, yeah. Right. All ethically as per the rules of the nature.
Right. So this is interesting about CA. The CA is all about basically planning tax just to make sure that as a company everything's working well, and of course practicing.
And assembling the accounts together. And making annual report out of it so that the world can interpret it and invest accordingly.
Right. So CFA on the other hand is basically for a person who takes a decision कि यार ये stock खरीदना है कि नहीं, is this stock supposed to be added to my portfolio or not? Ultimate thing वो है. And CFA can actually plan your portfolio depending on your few things like risk appetite and your age, on all these few things which actually come together and help the professional or CFA decide that if a person should go for this particular share or this particular portfolio or not. एंड बाय द वे ये पूरा जो मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, इट्स ये केस स्टडी होती है, लेवल 3 में पूरा कवर करते हैं. लेवल 3 इज ऑल्सो इंटरेस्टिंग, बट हाँ, ओवरऑल आई थिंक CFA इज ग्रेट फॉर एनीवन हु वांट्स टू डू एनीथिंग इन स्टॉक मार्केट्स, क्योंकि इससे ज़्यादा डिटेल्ड करिकुलम स्टॉक मार्केट्स में है नहीं. इट इज़ हार्ड, ऑफ कोर्स इट हैज़ टू बी हार्ड, तभी इट इज़ गुड.
One thing I'm asking you, these are all great degrees, but what makes them even more greater?
Even more greater.
Yeah, a combination of MBA, CA and CFA. When these three things get together, then anything is possible.
Yeah, I think so.
So that is why in our organization, we all three of us are there. That's why problems get solved. There are difference of opinions, and that is the healthiest part. Because MBA talks from his angle, I talk from my angle, you talk from your angle. Ultimately, the result is Amrit. And you can see the growth.
I think that I completely agree.
So we are extremely lucky to have a combine of the three. Everything has their own niche, but a combination of the three is deadly.
That's perfect. That's true. In fact, we've already seen that in Goela School of Finance, we've contributed. All of us have contributed so many more things from different perspectives, and that is why we've made a course which has actually got such a highly rated on the internet right now.
No, that's exactly why. Because like Harsh is there, he has his own viewpoint from a batch management point of view, which sometimes it doesn't gel with me.
Correct.
I have so many things to make sure that we are complying with everything ethically, honestly, and there are so many other angles that So and same thing as yours. You have your own new thought process, which is difficult to be absorbed by a chartered accountant.
Correct.
Sometimes they get all contradictory, but together, one thing is for sure, it's you form a genius, a combination of three.
That's true. So ultimate combination banke is a great thing. So I think it was a great talk, and I really hope that if you were a little confused, तो थोड़ा आपको और knowledge मिल गई हो कि exactly CA, what does CA do, what does CFA do, and which direction to head.
Obviously, you can't do all three. I'm not saying that.
Exactly.
You can't do all three, but each one of them is a fab degree. It'll complete your life. It'll bring prosperity in your life. It'll bring happiness in your life. You'll get respect, and so on and so on. Yeah, there's no limit to it. I mean, these degrees, no one can take it away. Your wealth may go, but these things nobody can take it away. So this is all yours.
So I hope that was good enough. Or if you like the video, just hit the like button. And subscribe करने के लिए क्या करना है उनको subscribe करने के लिए?
They got to press the bell.
Yeah, they got to press the bell और subscribe का button भी नीचे है.
Subscribe button also press the bell.
So you can always do that and to get more content from us. This is Goela School of Finance. We'll see you later.